Hello, students. This is Sunil George, your English teacher, once again bringing forth the first chapter from Vistas, that is the third level, which has been re-included by CBSE for your class 12. It's written by Jack Finney. It's a very interesting story. Very less stories you must have read, which is quite similar to this. This chapter, children, it's basically, it contains a lot of intrigue. It's basically about a very curious experience, which you might have experienced, but others find very hard to believe. Uh, Here in this chapter again, you'll find how Jack Finney, he's given it a very realistic touch, so therefore he's narrated that entire chapter in first person. He says, and how, at the New York Central station, although there are just two levels, but he believes that there exists a third level, so the main characters is Charlie, the writer himself, who's addressed as I, then he has Lucia, his wife, and then his friend Sam, who is a psychiatrist, right? So we proceed with the story, and he says, at the Grand Central Station, there's always been two level, but the narrator is positive that there is a third level which exists to this, and although anybody would swear that it does not exist, so he believes, that maybe that does not exist. He even tried to talk to his psychiatrist friend, but his psychiatrist friend told him that it may be kind of a wish or a dream come true, but actually there does not exist any such third level. And maybe it's just kind of a wish. People are just trying to escape into a third world which does not exist, because the modern world is full of insecurities and fear and worry and all that stuff. So he says he quite does not agree, because he believes he does not actually need that to escape into a third level. His friend gave him the example of collecting stamps. So the narrator believes that even his grandfather used to collect stamps, way back about 100 years ago, when the world was quite peaceful, and the grandfather never felt the need to escape into a third world. So although he never agreed with his psychiatrist friend, but still he kept quiet. And then he said even President Roosevelt had the habit of collecting stamps. So that does not mean that President Roosevelt wanted to escape into another world. And so he says that he, one day after returning from office, he decided to go back home early, so he goes to the Grand Central to catch a train to come back home, rather than taking a bus, because the bus would take longer. So as he goes there, he says, I'm just a normal looking guy named Charlie. I'm 31 years old. And I was just wearing a tan gabardine suit, and I was just as I entered the station, and I was in a hurry to reach back home. I took the steps, the first flight of steps, and the second flight of steps, and then I reached the second level. And there, he says, it's like something, which goes, which is eternally growing, always growing. That Grand Central Station is something growing. You'll always find new avenues, new passages, new tunnels moving left and right. So there is a possibility that you may land up at the wrong place any time. He had such a couple of experience twice. So he says, maybe it's possible that it's a way of escaping from the real world. But then he never told his psychiatrist friend about it, because for reasons best known to him, because he thought his friend would never believe him. So as he went there, he took that third flight of steps, and then as he kept on moving there, he could hear his own footsteps. He was suddenly he found himself in a new kind of a passage, and he kept on moving. It took a couple of turns, and then he came to a ticket window, and he found that there were hardly any people there. And he saw a man sitting there with a green eye shade, and they were long black sleeve protectors, and lights were kind of dim, and he could see some open flame gas lights left and right. And he also saw spittoons, which you can see in the image right now. This is where people actually spit. And then he saw a man, who pulled out a gold watch from his pocket, and he saw his time, and then found and kept it back. He noticed the tiny lapels of the coat that he had, and the mustaches that the man was having. And then he looked at the men all around him, and he saw that all of them had similar kind of beards and sideburns, and which looked quite ancient, actually very primitive. It was not in style now. He saw a lady who was wearing a kind of a mutton sleeves and skirts, which again, you'll find an image there. So he was not sure which era he had come to. Suddenly, he walked up to a newspaper boy and he saw the newspaper, The World, and he realized that The World had not been published for so many years now. It was a very, very old newspaper. He went up to there and checked the date, and he found that it was dated 11th June 1894. So he had come back almost about 100 years. He had gone back in time. And he went to the ticket counter and he asked for 2 tickets for Illinois and to Galesburg. Galesburg is a lovely place, welcome to Galesburg. It's a lovely place, a lovely meadows and huge houses and huge lawns and people sitting there outside, enjoying the evenings and all. So he went to buy tickets there, 2 tickets, the master sitting there asked for money. He took out his money and gave him the money, but then the man said, "This is not money." And he felt that there's something wrong. He said, "My dear, this is not money. The currency which you're giving me is not currency." So this man realizes, the narrator realizes, that the money which he had was obviously not valid here. So after that, he comes back. And the next day he goes to the bank and withdraws $300 from his bank and goes and exchanges that for less than $200 old currency notes. So he didn't mind that loss which he suffered, because 100 years ago, the world was quite cheap that time. So he went there and he decided, he went home and he told Lucia about that. Lucia got mad at him and she said, you're not going to look for that third level. It does not exist. But then after a week later, he and his wife, both of them started looking for that entrance to that third level. And guess why? Because all of a sudden, one day, all of a sudden he realized that his friend Sam had disappeared. And where could Sam be? So he realizes, he finds a greeting note, and when he takes that, the first day cover, he finds a letter, and in that letter it was written by Sam, and it's written, "Charlie, I really wanted to believe you that there exists a third level. I did not believe you actually, but now I am in the third level and I know how interesting that place is. So come with me, I'm here waiting for you. Come and meet me, get your wife along. It's really worth a visit, believe me." So he goes back and it's noted there, signed by Sam, and he goes back there to the bank once again, and he, just to check out, he found that Sam had withdrawn $800, and for that $800 he had bought up some old currency, and with that old currency he had gone back in time to Illinois because he wanted to set up an old nice hay business, to feed and grain business, because obviously about 100 years back he would not have had any business as a psychiatrist. Why? Because as a psychiatrist, 100 years ago, there was no business. So he wanted to set up a nice business for cattle feed and grain. So he had withdrawn that money. So that made him believe that maybe the third level did exist. So he and his wife, both of them, just started looking for the third level. Now, children, that is how the story ends. Now, all of you will be waiting for that $1 million question. Did the third level exist? Well, it's time I give you the answer. The third level never existed. It was just an illusion which he had created in his mind, something that he had in his mind which he felt did exist but actually never existed. It was a way for him to escape from the world of reality, of worries and tension and anxieties. It was a way of escaping to a world where we find a lot of comfort, where we believe actually there's a lot of peace. So that world never existed. I hope you find that interesting. Any questions, you can get back to me. Thank you.